a few of the big homies came back into the hood. And we found out that, you know, because they had these superstar, ghetto superstar statuses, they were out here turning out the little YGs. You know, sexing them, raping them, and making these brothers who were just heterosexual young brothers were being molested and raped by an elder that they looked up to. And we found out in our research in the G culture was that a lot of the, you know, the big homies were coming, not all of them, but some of the big homies were coming back into the hood and you know, really violating these young brothers, you know. You know, and I brought it up to various OGs and triple OGs and double OGs in conversation, like, yo, we have to do something about this. And I mean, I talked to Crip homies, I talked to GDs, just to get their understanding of, you know, what do they feel about this, you know. And so, a few of the blood, you know, big homies totally was against that type of thing. And so, there were individuals that were immediately identified that were doing that. They got those brothers out. Those brothers turned around and started their own set based on that low frequency vibration. And started taking those violated young brothers and sisters into that consciousness. They go back out and then start their own little dumb shit and then continue that negative activity. So you see it now as these fucking cowards will go violate our people because they're in the community. You were raised with them, you grew up with them. They go away to come back, and instead of correcting the wrongs, they go away and they go like fucking cowards, and they continue to perpetuate rape and molestation to our young brothers and sisters. That's not fucking gangster, and I'm fucking and I'm calling all G's to bang on that shit. See, I don't got time to talk about no goddamn white man. We got a lot of stuff to clean up in our own clan. Okay, so we found out in our research in the G culture was that a lot of the, you know, the big homies were coming, not all of them, but some of the big homies were coming back into the hood and you know, really violating these young brothers, you know. And I brought it up to various OGs and triple OGs and double OGs in conversation, like, yo, we have to do something about this. And I mean, I talked to Crip homies, I talked to GDs, just to get their understanding of, you know, what do they feel about this, you know. And so a few of the blood, you know, big homies totally was against that type of thing. And so there were individuals that were immediately identified that were doing that. And we made it, and I'm talking about across the UBN, it was brothers saying this is wrong, you know, and we have to clean up our own thing. And so they out those brothers. Now the problem was, they got those brothers out, those brothers turned around and started their own set based on that low frequency vibration, and started taking those violated young brothers and sisters into that consciousness. And so now another generation of violation is being perpetuated. Recently, a lot of who has been banned in a lot. Not, I don't know. I can't speak for all the tribes, but recently in the Blood Nation, the whole sexing sisters in was out of order. You know what I'm saying? In order to get stained, like that was out of order. That was totally frowned upon, looked upon. And so brothers started to clean that up. And then brothers, what they do, instead of saying humble respect on blood, this was what this is about, they go back out and then start their own little dumb shit. And then continue that negative activity. So you see it now as these fucking cowards will go violate our people because they're in the community. You were raised with them. You grew up with them. They go away to come back, and instead of correcting the wrongs, they go away and they go like fucking cowards, and they continue to perpetuate rape and molestation to our young brothers and sisters. That's not fucking gangster, and I'm fucking and I'm calling all G's to bang on that shit. See, I don't got time to talk about no goddamn white man. We got a lot of stuff to clean up in our own clan. We got to clean up our own tribe, our own people, our own nation. It's a mighty work to do, brothers and sisters. And we need all help, all hands on deck. We need all the shaloms on deck, all the hoteps on deck, all the salams on deck. We need hands on deck to this healing. So what this has revealed to me in the hip-hop community is that there's layers to this. There's a lot of healing. There's been a lot of violation. And so I want to get to the healing. But in addition to the healing, I want to encourage brothers in the G community to call out that wickedness. Brothers, y'all, let's just a lot of y'all who've been listening to our brother Sinat at the House of Consciousness, listening to the twins, and salute to salute to Cuz, my brother, Polite, peace, Cuz. Y'all been listening to our beloved brother, and all of our brothers dropping knowledge. I want to set trip. Everybody dropping knowledge, right? We have family everywhere, right? It's time to put in work. Go to action. Let's correct the wrongs in our own tribe and our family. Okay? There's a lot of perpetuation of these clowns doing this negativity and running behind and running away and doing it again and perpetuate. Nobody talks about it. You know? And I don't want us to bash any man that comes forward to express that he has been violated, because I'm pretty sure he's not the only one. Okay, as far as the gang community goes, we know the culture of the jail culture. That's just part of the jail culture. Not everybody partakes in it, but that energy comes back into the street. The violation, the molestation, the rape comes back into the street. And so I want to encourage you all in the gang community, the street tribe community that hears me, to step up, G up, B up, and C up into consciousness, and let's correct those wrongs amongst our brothers and sisters, and let's get to healing, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot, right? You know, this revelation happening with the Zulu Nation is not only to them. I'm pretty sure there's so many brothers and sisters around the country that are now coming forward with being honest with their violation. You know, there's a lot of violation in the hip-hop community that nobody talks about. There's a lot of molestation that a lot of brothers and sisters unfortunately have had and have rocked with for many years. And so there needs to be a healing space for this.
Can I add on?
Yes, brother, yeah.
When we talk about the community at large, when we talk about our generation, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you was talking about coming out of BK with the boosting era, you know what I mean? The whole thing with the Bloods. You know, I was in 10 Lower. I was in the Muslim house when we were having the crusades against 10 Upper, which was the Latin Christian house, and they were the Nietas and the Latin Kings. This was in 93, 94. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the crusades was against Morenos, and that's what gave birth when OG Mac and them came in. And they ushered in the Bloods, the UBN and whatnot. Right. And I was there for that. You know what I mean? There was a dude named Cisco that was running all of the Latins, and they were banging in the name of Christ against. They was cutting everybody, but we were downstairs in the Muslim house, and we would go to war with them. All I'm saying is, our community is intricately related through trauma. Yeah. Wow. Right. Yeah, brother. We are a trauma-based people, and we find solace and we find commonalities in our trauma. So inside of the conscious community, when a lot of people speak to the trauma or the pain of people from the Ma'afa all the way down to what's taking place right now about being in poverty or being victims of what they perceive as an enemy outside of self. But sometimes it's really something within self. I always give credit to your mother. You online, man. I always give credit to Dr. Sabi. I always give credit to the teachers or the healers who came forward and didn't just give you information, but dealt with the trauma. Right. I've sat in sessions and watched people throw up buckets of mucus off of mushrooms, and I've watched people break down and cry about sexual abuse. I've been in situations with young women, a lot of them, where they revealed the sexual abuse. So and then after I got that, I always wanted to look into the community as to what school of thought and knowledge is specifically dealing with that. Who is targeting that specifically? So I say all of this to say that we live in this age of revelation right now. We live in this age. We've been going through this whole thing with consciousness, me and you, for 10 years, being observers, participants. Always, you know, we've spoken about a lot of things about what we wanted to see, and we're actually in a time when it's manifested. And what we have to do is we have to be honest about what has been taking place. The whole Africa Bambaataa Zulu Nation thing, if it's true, because we're just talking about allegations, but we've been investigating. So it's when we get smoking guns and when we could say for sure what it is. But if it may be true, then the whole thing about the Illuminati in the industry, the whole thing about Jay-Z, who's at the top and all of that, we have to say, if this is where the culture started, if this is the ground zero of the culture, if the culture is plagued with misogyny, if the culture is plagued with sexual abuse, if the culture is plagued with sexual deviation, if the culture is plagued with all kind of things, like you said, there's stories that we all from the hood used to hear about niggas from the Bronx in the 80s who would knock people out and give them fellatio up north.
Wow.
Right? But my investigation, as we're doing our investigation and we're talking to people, we're hearing stories about old time gangsters, legends in the hood who came back into the Bronx and was raping little boys. Like you said, the Bloods, some of the brothers were coming home and taking jail culture and infecting the hood.
Yes.
This is vampirism. At its most, at its most severe, at its most severe state. So you're biting innocent people. This is something that the Roman Church brought down on our people when they enslaved and they raped through the sex farms. All of the subjugation of the black masculine principle was
talk about the effect that that have on the child growing up. You see how
we had to
talk about the effects of it.
We were privy to somebody being honest about their abuse, and what they said was because of the abuse that took place, because of the violation that took place to young, impressionable, innocent young men in poverty in the Bronx in a time of war, they became hyper-masculinized. They became killers.
Yes.
So you have a group of shooters. Yes. You have a group of killers who have to actually be men, and they have to prove their manhood through the act of murder, through the act of robbery, through all violent acts, because they were violated.
Okay, now the sisters.
And let's talk about
sisters,
how it acts out in the sisters.
Well, so I was going to say about the brother. What I want to say first of all, salute Tahuti Ma'at. Thank you for that, Tahuti Ma'at. And we say Tahuti Ma'at because Tahuti represents the governance of divine intelligence, and Ma'at is balance. So his utterance is in balance, right? And for sidebar clarity, just for my Hebrew brothers out there who may not be clear, when we talk about Tahuti and Ma'at and Asar, Aset, and Heru, we're talking about attributes of God. Okay, we're not talking about worshiping an ibis head of Tahuti. I'm not talking about worshiping the falcon face or the bird. I'm talking about the attribute, that we will identify ourselves related and correlated to. So these are attributes that we observed. It's not about worshiping anybody, but acknowledging your higher attribute. And now that I acknowledge your higher attribute, I hold you accountable to manifesting that. Clear? Okay, good. So sisters play a vital role. We have to talk about roles. Okay. Now, you mentioned something very key, brother. You talk about the hyper-masculinization, and you talk the misogyny in hip-hop, right? But this is the culture in the last 2,500 years. We have to go back to 2,500 years. What has transpired in our world, on our planet, in the last 2,500 years. Before this 2,500 years in Pisces, okay, that was the zodiac that governed the last 2,500 years, because now we're in Aquarius. Before that, the reverence for women was in a different caliber. The respect for women, and then how women acknowledge man out of the respect was in a higher frequency. And you saw it in the artifacts, you saw it in the art, you saw it in the literature, you saw it in the sacred geometry, you saw it in the culture, you saw it in metaphysics. When we get out of fully acknowledging each other and our highest and wisest, and we form a hybrid consciousness, right? Then that is non-organic to us. That's a GMO. A lot of us have GMO consciousnesses, and even GMO melanin. It's not just enough to be dark skinned to have, the carbon. If it's not activated, then you're just walking around as a dark skinned being. You have to be activated, right? And so the womb. A few years ago in the conscious community, a brother I want to definitely salute right now, Tahuti Ma'at, to his spirit. He's living, but he's not with us physically. His brother Tahuti.
Yes, natural Tahuti.
Brother Natural Tahuti.
Legend. So
many brothers and sisters went against him when he wanted to acknowledge what I'm saying about the black woman, about women, but the black woman. And everybody's talking about him, they misunderstood what the worshiping meant, or the acknowledgement meant. And I just want to acknowledge him right now and say, brother, we appreciate your spirit. and wherever you may be in the universe, may you become whole, and may Ma'at be justified for you. The 2,500 years that just passed is the manifestation of hypermasculine energy. So the climate that you're talking about, brother, has been happening in our regeneration process. So if a man in his consciousness is part of a lineage of men in his sperm who have disrespected and hated women, and then he has an example to now create life, he's passing that on. He's passing that on. That child, that man child or woman child, has the ability to change that frequency depending upon the environment. The cultivating environment can actually change it. So somebody can be born a certain way, and it can either be influenced to be this or be that or whatever, right? And then they can also come into the planet with their own magnetism and their own magic, right? But it can be influenced. The last 2,500 years, I would say the whole fucking planet has been influenced from that, and then you see it in our major religions, right? But if you look at our major religions, at the root, like we talk about the gangs, the original intent, the root of it talks about the respect of the mother. All of them tie into respect of the mother. Why should we, as men, feel wrong of respecting the mother? I don't feel any less man and alpha because I salute the mother and I salute the womb. Matter of fact, I feel whole as a man because I salute the womb. You know, we're in, first of all, understand that we're in the sphere. We live on the sphere. The sphere is the womb. The womb is in the cosmos. This sphere is inside the everlasting cosmos. So we're in the womb. We're inside the womb, right? And the whole concept of understanding that, you know, if man is the sun, the light. Well, the Holy Mother in the ancient Kemetic teachings, Nut swallows this rye and bursts it out of her womb every day. It's the cosmos, right? So when you understand the cosmology in principle, how they work in tandem, that's why the principle of Ma'at is in place. Ma'at is not just for Kemet, it's universal. Ma'at represents the principle of being in balance for yourself. That's it. I don't care what religious influence you are. We all need to have some type of ma'at in our lives. Balance in our lives. Woman's role is to receive, take in. Man's role is to serve. When a womb receives you and then she knights you into service, then you are deployed into life. Okay? We forgot our roles. It's an honor. You ever hear the term that the queen knighted the knight before battle? Or her king he dropped and he got knighted by the sword and then he was deployed into battle? And you know, right? Okay, me going to battle, being a combat veteran, this is cadence today said, may the queen of battle follow me. Which in Kemet would be Sekhmet. Sekhmet. So not to cut you real quick. So I'm just saying is that when a woman is in her sacred seat, in her higher self, right, and she knights you, right, you are charged and deployed into the battle of life to do your service, whatever that service may be. And so we must tune up our sisters and encourage them, wherever they may be. Wherever they may be in consciousness, empower them that, let's start this way. All of my sisters that watch the House of Consciousness, this is your brother's assignment to you. Wherever you are in the world, I would like you to go out within the next few hours of whenever this video is being seen. Adorn yourself in the most beautiful way you adorn yourself. Some may adorn themselves if they're Muslim and they're full covered, salute. Some may be in hot pants and whatever, salute. Whatever you do. Some will be in gay lays up high, arcs. Whatever your adornment is, let the spirit, let the attribute of Het Heru come through to you, which is beauty and creativity. Adorn yourself, sister. This is the test. Mantra or encourage yourself with a good prayer, whatever that word is for you. Go out and walk the community for 15 to 20 minutes. And I want you to, sisters, all you have to do is go amongst bodies of black men on corners and walk past them with a smile and say, good afternoon, my brothers. Watch the metaphysics in play happen. Now that's metaphysical.
Fact.
The smile and the utterance of the queen on her throne is transformative.
Yep.
It's not in no goddamn book, no holy book, no scripture. It's in real time. She is the Bible. She is the Quran. She is the Perk and Ruth in Gare.
Right.
If she's on her seat of power. But just because I say she is, doesn't mean you're not man. You are from her. You are anointed to be glorious. You're anointed to be the Mahdi. You're anointed to be the Holy One, to be the Heru. Right? Sisters, go out and make it, and make this go viral. Make love go viral. Walk up to every black man and compliment him. Don't see most sisters when they see us walking down the street. You see me a block away in my red shirt. And you was peeping my shoes, you watching me up and down, and the minute you get within 10 feet of me, you see a UFO.
Yep.
And you keep walking by because you see the UFO.
That's how
But if you just looked at me and said good afternoon,
Right.
and said, how you doing, brother? I don't have to get no number. I don't have to take you home. I don't got to get your IG account. You know what I'm saying? Information. Just a good afternoon. That would have made my Sinetta interview even more galactical. I would say that. So sisters, I would implore you to just to engage us. The brothers that look like they're just, you know, in a cipher. I've seen it happen. I've seen sisters that I've actually had, I instructed them, go out, and we did a test. And I said, go out for an hour, 2 hours. And all you doing, sister, is looking, hair, nails, did it. You're looking beautiful, got the smells on, aromatherapy on. And just go out and just salute brothers. Watch how your presence is transformative. And they would say, and they came back and said, brother, that was the most healing thing I've done. Because some of them had issues with brothers. You know, some of them may have been molested or raped. And I said, sister, if you take it upon your moment to give healing, you'll be healed in that moment. Just by you going to black men and saying good afternoon or good day or giving them a positive gesture, looking them in their eye, you know, with a nice smile, they said they felt healed. In that moment, those sisters said issues that they had with men in that moment, they realized that they can change and transform and heal themselves in that moment. So we have the power to heal ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But just me sitting here with Brother Sinetta and Twin right now, our coming together, our genetic DNA, you know, pyramid we're forming right now, it's actually healing the wrongs of our bloodline for millennia.
Right.
Because you know what it took Brother Sinetta's bloodline to be in this room? You know what it took Twin's bloodline to be sitting next to me in my bloodline? We are the tribes converged right now, bringing you this blessing in the house or the head of consciousness, right? So let's not take each other for granted.
Right.
Let's celebrate each other. This is the time to uplift the Falcon, uplift our Heru, and to deploy in the world, and to accelerate our intent of transformation. And simple gestures like this, someone may say, well, you think Supa Wuuu talking about, you gonna heal the black man and women, you know, with all this happening in the world, with just a look? Yes, it starts. I'm saying yes. We yelled, we screamed, we do videos, we upload, we go viral, and guess what? We got problems, right? But just on a humanistic level. I want to encourage you on a humanistic level to go out and to give love in the most simplest ways. And watch how another human being lights up. Watch how, you don't know, they could have been committing, people have issues, man. They could have been dealing with suicide. They could have been dealing with just getting information that they lost their money or someone close to them passed. So you never know by giving someone a positive, nice gesture or a nod or a salute, how that may just touch their soul at the right moment. And sisters, I encourage you all to go out here, deploy in these streets, wherever you are in this country, in the world, and just salute the brothers. And let me tell you how you disarm them. So if you salute him, right, and he start talking, can I get your number, queen, and this and that, all you just say is, peace, black man, you have a blessed day. See, those words, peace and bless,
that's right,
make a nigga go, oh shit. It correct a nigga. It make a nigga have to G up, because see, especially if you're not necessarily in 3/4 looking like that, right? If you just a sister that's looking, you know, aesthetically in that look, you know, with the long hair, the nails, the Prada, the Gucci, the materialistic thing, but you got out yourself. You just may have a different exterior, but you got out yourself, right? You may be a Beehive, Beyonce, or one of those. Yeah, one of them, right? But you still got knowledge, right? You just may be in a different expression. Definitely use your power words. So you go up to a group of brothers, and they all mobbed up, and you just say, peace, black man. See, first of all, if a sister, a badass sister with a 24-inch waist and 56-inch hips comes up to you and she's all Gucci down and she says, peace, black man, you fucked up. Because you don't know that's power coming out of her mouth. She just said, peace, black man. Yep. So now, you're not thinking from third chakra now because she took you to the crown chakra. Right, so you have to, you shook, you're like, oh, what? Right. All you have to say is peace. Exactly. Now when they keep talking, you keep using your power word, sister, to be a tuning fork for his consciousness. Yes, and you cultivate the seed in real time, and show him a new way, a new level. Make the brothers go, wow, damn! I never had a sister come to me and just say, "Good afternoon, brothers." Did you know what those brothers would do with that good afternoon? Even on a subconscious level. The atoms are awakened in him. You know what I'm saying? The melanin is activated now. It's a charge. Why, brother? We said earlier because she knighted him. She knighted him. This her acknowledgement. The acknowledgement of our women does everything for us. Because when you acknowledge your sisters, you acknowledge me when I was banging, right? And I did more banging because what? You acknowledged it. So we just be bang harder. But what about acknowledging and you acknowledge me when I sold dope? And you acknowledge me when I kept selling dope because I kept buying you stuff. And you can so you acknowledge me. So I did it because of you. I sold dope because of you, black woman. I banged because of you because I wanted your acknowledgement. But what if, sisters, you all say, enough of that banging. I want the building. When you see homie all in red come up to you talking about Suuu Wuuu, and you G-check him. Are you Suuu Wuuu for your people? Are you Suuu Wuuu for black love? Are you Suuu Wuuu for wellness? Are you the blood of Marcus Garvey? The blood of Harriet Tubman? The activated blood of Frederick Douglass? The blood of Noble Buju Ali? You know what I'm saying? The blood of Malcolm X? We can Suuu Wuuu all day to the almighty bloodline, baby. It's the original bloodline. And if he ain't doing that, just the stepping, sis. Show us another way. Rise to your second woman power. And that's what I would tell them, Brother Sinetta and Brother Twin. I'd say, let's get out here and just start acknowledging brothers. Use your power words, sisters, and watch the transformation happen. And if he starts transforming, then hold him accountable to the transformation.
Now, on the flip side of that,
yes, brother,
I see brothers walking past brothers all the time.
Right.
You know, older brothers walking past the younger brothers. You see them out there. You don't walk by and you say, peace and black power, my brothers, or peace to the young brother.
Right.
And keep it moving. Because that right there also sets off another charge as well.
So we have
to the love.
So
our younger brothers.
That's something I do anyway. I was talking about this the spirit of the man and women, but that's something I just try to give love to the family. The minute I get eye contact, I'm just like, and if I walk past somebody and you start seeing them, peace, brothers. But no, it's magical, brother Sinetta. I'm glad you said it because we have to. Our acknowledgement of each other is so profound. I don't think that we understand cosmically what it is that does for us, and just in the scheme of metaphysics, just us looking at each other, appreciating each other, uttering to each other. You know, that type of, if we hold any sacredness to that, that is filling us up with life. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're filled up with life, then you be of life. But brothers out here manifesting death because they don't have no examples. You asked me earlier, brother Sinetta, like, you know, when the Crips roll up on me, when I do, I speak life. It's love. And they can't bang that, but for some reason, listen, they say, well, I don't know. So if they saw me and just say, this is a crazy nigga, whatever it was, I didn't get shot, stabbed, jumped, didn't drop no flag. I got daps, hugs, brother. I got numbers. Yo, you need to come and speak to my homies. You need to come speak to Little Crips. That's what I got from homies.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You need to speak to Little Crip.
Either you repel or you magnify.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
There's no other way around it.
It's using our principles of metaphysics in real time.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Right.
With your suited and booted, have you ever walked into Crip territory? Because I know on 145th Street, that's Crip territory.
Well, I just came from Crip territory. Look, I just took the train. Look,
right across the street. Look, that's blood territory.
Look, I just came. But now, come on. I mean, now it's different. It was real wild back then, right?
Correct.
It's a little different now, man. Correct. But yeah, like I'm telling. Okay, I'll tell you two distinct stories. So one story. Check this. I'm gonna show you metaphysics. Powerful stuff. So, some of my family members from West Coast claim the Athens Park Hood, which is Brother Bone. Okay, Brother Bone did the film Bastards of the Party. Okay, from Training Day, Bastards of the Party. He's still healing up from him and Suge had an altercation. So, a little context for that. So Brother Bone, who from
when we interviewed. Oh.
Okay, so Brother Bone, somebody that doing the work that I'm doing as far as being a builder, he was like my hero besides T. Rogers, that is being a blood, being somebody that you could be affiliated but do positive stuff. That you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be with the hood and do the negative things. You can use the banner to enforce the righteousness, right? So he was known throughout Los Angeles and the world for just finding ways to bring brothers and sisters together, teach on the original intent, the history. So one of his profound films that I want all of you all to check, if you do not have to check this on YouTube, it's called Bastards of the Party. It talks about the original intent of the Crips and Bloods, why they started, being Panther Cubs, all of that, right? So I got word that they were doing an initial screening of the film when it first came out in one of the universities up in Lower Manhattan. I forgot what it was called, like in the 70s or 80s. And so I got so hyped. I had my organization, Unified the Hood, Heal the Hood. We printed up our own flyers for the event, and I wanted all the homies there. But I wanted all the homies, blood and Crip homies, not just intellectuals. Because a lot of times, these screenings, you see the intellectuals, you see the hip-hop crowd. I wanted the G's to be there. So I said, damn, how much? So now I already reached out to a lot of my Crip homies that lived in Long Island, that lived up, because I got those extended family brothers. So I got that Crip love. So I said, man, I need you to bring the Lokes out. Bloods is easy, because, you know, it's New York and it's family. So I said, man, but I got to make sure the Crips is there. Because every time I roll up, I can always guarantee Don Moose is going to be there, you know? But I wanted my Lokes to be there and have us in New York to be a unified front seeing this film in New York. Like, that was really powerful. So I decided to go way out the box. Okay, so I was trying to organize the day of the screening. This has had to be about 2006 or 8, one of them places. Day of the screening, I live in Crown Heights, right? Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, but dominantly Bloods, pockets of Crips at the time, but mainly Bloods. But if you cross the Parkway in Nostrand, you start to get into Crip universe, right? It's just known. It's just a known respect. You cross that Parkway. There may be pockets of Bloods, but for the most part, everybody know you cross the Parkway, Eastern Parkway, is Crips, right? And so that's just a universal. So I said, you know what? I got all the homies in my Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, hey, flyers. I said, the Crips gotta know about this, man. Bang. So I put on my Superman jacket, you know, my blue and red jacket. Everybody know me to have. And I had my joint. I put a blue flag in my back pocket on the left, you know, red across on the right. I said I'm gonna be straight poster child for this unity today. You know what I'm saying? Like how Saturday to be with his red, black, and green. Yeah, straight up. You know, I'm your twin like that. So I went out there, and so I said I'm gonna cross the Parkway. All my homies though, everybody was all over I couldn't get nobody to go with me, and I usually don't roll like that alone unless I have to, right? Mm-hmm. So I was alone. I said, you know what, it is what it is. I had like 300 flyers with me. I was flamed out. I had blued up. I was a banner. So I'm walking. Now this is after school. So like the school's starting to let out and stuff. So I already know all the identifiers, whether you flamed up, blued up or not. When you from that tribe or community, you already know, you can kind of tell who's family or not, who's in it or not, right? So I said, okay, I already know the little homies are here is banging, right? So what I did was, it was a bunch of them on a corner. I said, okay, I want them to see me so I can have a reason to go over there. I just want to walk up on them like that, right? So I purposely went to another opposite corner of them, turned around so they saw the flags, and started passing out the flyers. Black Power family, come out. Unify the Hood, Heal the Hood. Crips and Bloods come together. Come to the screening. And I started, all the kids out to getting the flyers. And more I turned around my side, the corner started getting deeper and deeper. But they not saying, they just looking at me. And I could tell they looking like, yo, who is this dude? You know what I mean? And so when I had enough of them, I wanted to be packed. I said, the minutes, like a bunch of them, I'm walking right up to my brothers. I walked right up to them. And as soon as they saw me, they looking back. I start giving hugs. What's up, black man? Got doing black man? Got doing black man? But like you said, Simon, just giving love. They didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's up, brother? It's like, yo, you got a lot going on here, brothers. They was all Crips. They were all Crips. I was like, brother. I said, well, what do you see, brother? I said, what does it see? What does it say to you? He said, man, you trying to bring brothers together. I said, yeah, exactly. Look at this flyer. And they saw the flyer. You know, we custom designed the flyer with the whole Bastards of the Party, you know, the Panther thing on there, the Crips and Blood flag. And they was like, yo, you out here you know where you out. I said, yeah, I know where I'm at. I live on Corsa Parkway, brother. I said, I'm out here on a crusade, man, to get our brothers to save our brothers. Mm-hmm. And they was just like, yo, this is dope. And they just love. It was like at least had to be like 20 brothers on the corner, and they were all, you know, and they crip thing, and see, God shows up how God shows up.
Right.
If you are fearless and your God self, you can go anywhere in the world and you're gonna be protected. See how Phil Valentine raised me, Bobby Heru and Queen raised me. They raised me. See, I was their cosmic experiment. I was raised with all of this stuff. And when I was 13, Mom assembled 13 elders from me coming to be 13. One, I had an imam. I had a brother that was in the Israelite community. She gave me all the elders from all the communities, 13 of them. A business elder, a motivational speaker, some corporate, some Rothschild white guy type. I mean, all tribes, and got them all in a room. And for a year, they each of them had to train me on different skills and knowledge. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't step trip on nobody. That's why I can give love to everybody. But that was deliberate. Because they knew when I was going to be deployed into the world, I would have to actually, does the word work? Does our metaphysics work in real time? You can say behind camera, but on a human level, does it show up? Can you transform lives like this? Mm-hmm. So that was just my own personal thing. Like I just cleared that the ancestors walk with me. That's one thing I always say is that all of your dead homies walk with me. Because they would love to have this moment. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? All the one had died senselessly for the bullshit. Mm-hmm. I summons them. And Nezharak them and pull them into walking with me into power, so I can reach you with love, and that's been my magic, right? So what I did was I did like almost like an HL thing. I went down no string, and I knew where all the Crips at. I know where they at. So I went and everywhere I went, they mobbed up, gave fly. It was just the same thing. Check what happened that same day. So I thought it was all good. I'm like for after 2 hours passing out flyers. By myself, flamed up in the crib hood, and getting nothing but love. I crossed the parkway. Totally didn't think about this. I crossed the parkway at a specific point because I did like a little L thing. Mm-hmm. So I went towards Franklin and Eastern Parkway back down to Crown Heights.
Rogers. Right,
Rogers, right? So I'm walking around Rogers, Sterling, right, you know, right that area. And I'm forgetting, because I was so high. All my Crip brothers is loving. They're gonna come out. Homies just text me then, yo, we gonna bring these. We bringing 5. We bringing 6 homies. So I'm like, yo, this is man. God is great, right? I'm gonna walk down Sterling. I decided to walk down Sterling, not thinking about nothing. Sterling and Franklin, not forgetting that in Crown Heights and Bed-Stuy, even though it's predominantly blood, there are pockets like little streets, little areas where just the lokes congregate at. You know what I mean? But even though with majority. It's little pockets, so you got to be aware. And for some, I got caught slipping because I totally was high off of the unity. I go down the block and I walk down. I saw 2 brothers walking towards me, and one of them dipped and ran inside the building, and then one walked past me. I was like, okay, something's up. I kept walking. Another one came outside. It's a long ass block. I'm like, man, this block is long. I'm saying, wow. So this is what the hell's going on here? None of them had no colors on, but just weird shit was happening. One coming out the building, and then he saw me, he dipped back in the building. Then I saw out of randomly, I'm about to get on the corner, hit the corner, and then I seen 6 brothers just randomly walk up, and one of them said, yo, peace, brother. I said, peace, brother. And then they passed me, like they nodded and said they passed me. I turned around, he said, yo, homie. I turned around, it was 40 Crips.
Damn.
Surrounded me.
Damn.
And so now, this is deep. So this is the culmination of my day. This is all me trying to promote Bastards of the Party screening in New York to get the real rights to come out, the Street Brothers. One of the Crip homies was so belligerent. Like this dude, he took his shirt off. He was all diesel. Yo, throwing up a yo, fuck that cuz, this and then that cuz, and he just going off on the cuz shit. You know what I mean? Like he was cripped up. You know what I mean? That brother was gone. He was cuz, twisting everything up, and so they at that point they were facing me, but then I looked and I was being surrounded. So at first, you know what I'm saying? I calmed down. I was like, yo, he was like the main dude that said peace to me was like, yo, homie, yo, you say, yo, wow. He just said, wow. Mm-hmm. He was like, yo, you got a lot going on here, brother. I was like, yeah, brother. I said, you know, black man always got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So at first it was a little alpha, but I was still respectful. You know, I was strong with it, but I was respectful. But he wanted to see, you know, He gave me that G check real quick. I was like, yeah, this is what it is. He said, yeah, it's Dom over here, but you see what I got on too, right? I said, what does that look like, brother? He said, well, you trying to bring brothers together? I was like, exactly, brother. And then the hype crip was like, fuck that, we ain't unifying with no motherfucking slobs, and he, his derogatory thing, fuck slobs and fuck all of this. I ain't unifying with nobody. And then some homies grabbed him and put him to the side. And he was like, yo, at this point, I didn't even talk about the thing. He was like, yo, what's that you got there, brother? I said, yo, I'm up here promoting. I said, I know where I'm at. I said, I left over there, in Franklin with the Suuu Wuuu over there down the hill. I was with this, I saw some G-Stones over there, G-Stone Crips over there, and saw some Hoovers over there, building with the brothers. He was like, yo, this is like, yo, you out here though, right? You just out here. I said, I'm out here with love, brother. And he took the flyers. He was like, yo, you see this? I want all y'all niggas from my set out here tonight. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. He passed him out, helped me pass him out to the homies, 40-something niggas there, passed him out with the Suuu Wuuu. And that was it. I left, got to the spot. I saw most of the homies there. Some of them homies, like at least 5 of the homies, him and 5 of the Crip homies was there. Some of the other Crips I, rode with. And then a lot of the blood, of course, a lot of my home blood was there. So it was all good because the homies was there. So it was just love. Some Latin King homies came out. Some Nietas came out. And what the magical part of the whole moment was OG Bone from Athens Spark Blood, his publicist set the thing up, so she was there. And I stood up and spoke about my day. I was like, yo, I just want to say it's a blessing being here with y'all today. I almost probably couldn't be here. It meant a lot for me to get my brothers to see this film because it's transformative. It talks about the history. And I feel that if we have knowledge of self and where we come from, as Panther Cubs, we won't be killing each other like this. We'll be working together. And I just gave my story, my day. And everybody was like, wow, right? She broke down crying. She called Bone right there. It's my first time ever. And she put him on the phone. And because she told him what happened. And he was like, yo, Blood, just want to let you know I'm so proud of you with the Suuu Wuuu. You know what I'm saying? You did a great thing out there. You stepping up for the unity of our brothers and stuff out here. And, especially in the East Coast, it's a whole different culture. But you stepping up, to promote the film and the information. And so that I was just, to me, brother, it was so magical, like how my day culminated in the magic. You know what I'm saying? Like the metaphysics really work. That's all I want to say. Like if you real about your ancestors, if you real about this knowledge of self and you apply it in real time, right, for real, like you really walk it, it will work.
Till this day, have you kept in contact with any of the Crip brothers that you met that day? Yeah. I have a network. It was my whole movement is Unify the Hood, Heal the Hood. So, the network is nationwide. And so every time I would bond with a brother on a situation, I would plug him right in, But I tell you, I've got ran up on about at least 6-7 times. And it all ended the same way, but with the Lokes, But like I said, the biggest struggle with enforcing the original intent and knowledge of self amongst the homies was the Bloods. That was the biggest struggle, man. It wasn't really the Crips that I had the problem with all these years. It was finding ways to stop the tribalism amongst the Damus, amongst the Bloods, man. Have you ever seen yourself stopping the aggression of the Bloods? Like you see them ready to do a hit on another brother, and you jump right in there, and you try to give them that teaching.
A few times, a few times. You know what I'm saying? And one point, one homie was, and this is on blood. You know what I'm saying? They got into most of the spats are stupid. It ain't never nothing, no ride or die life thing. It's always over some money, some little cheap change. Somebody like somebody girl. Or some misinterpretive information. You know what I'm saying? So I had at one point with one homie thought that someone said something about him. Instead of asking clarity and having a conversation, he reached for the strap, cocked it back, and I hit his hand, and it just missed the homie. The other homie tried to pull that strap. I'm in between these two brothers, with they ratchets out. You know what I'm saying? And he shot, missed. This one about to shoot. But I don't know what the hell happened to allow me it's the ancestors, not even me. I'm not going to give it to me. It's the ancestors allow me to stop the brothers in the midst of that crazy shit. And and they calmed down, and they just broke down and crying. You know what I'm saying? They realized that at that point somebody was you got brothers who were jealous of their relationship as brothers, you know what I'm saying, pitting them against each other, and just they fell out of contact, so people were playing up on that, you know what I mean? And it was an emotional thing. But what I realized that with the black man, and it shows up in our conscious community or the gang community, is that we have to speak to each other. We have to talk to each other, you know, because there's a lot of misinterpretation. There's a lot of fiery spirit, and if we don't have an opportunity to really correct some of these things, it in the gang culture, it can manifest as someone, you know, pulling a ratchet out and shooting each other, and violence, you know. And so, right, and so, you know, my spirit with the conscious community is that, you know, at this point, a lot of our aggression has been documented and uploaded and went viral. I think right now we can do a lot of work right now. I think there's a lot of he said, she said stuff, and even to the big homie, even to you, signing the people, you know, people now, you know, trying to put slander on your name in the efforts you've been doing. And I'm like, listen, if you have issue with Brother Sinetta, manifest your work. Black excellence. Show Brother Sinetta another way. Don't be out here putting his address up on thing and making false videos of him and false quotes, because that's fucking unproductive. And you're a fucking buster for doing that. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I would encourage us to really strive for excellence. You know what I'm saying? If we have issues with somebody, let's just work on being better or seeing better. G'ing up. I tell homies all the time. And let me hit you again. We'll have another build to, that I'll go into more. I really want to go into the signs and symbols with you all. But I will.
Signs and symbols.
But I would tell you that. Let me go into
a sample.
A sample. Get a sample. Okay. So when you talk in the East Coast, early on, the Bloods and Crips in the East Coast were affiliated with the 5 and 6. A lot of times because of the affiliation with certain tribal members from Chi-Town or Chirac, you know what I'm saying, that were under either the Folk Nation or the People's Nation. The Folk Nation, folk represents forever our love, knowledge. That's what folks represents, right? So just follow me real quick. So under the folks, you have gangster disciples, you have black disciples, and you have the devil's disciples. That'll be the 6, right? The 6. The 5, which would be the Peace Stones, the People's Nation, would be the Black Peace Stones, the Vice Lords, the Latin Kings and Queens. They fall under the 5. That's why. And check it out. I was able to speak to King Tone, you know, the original big homie of the Latin Kings and Queens in the East Coast. And I said, I was doing a Unified Hood rally, and I said, King Tone, what was the big beef with us, with the brothers, with the Bloods and y'all, and the black man and y'all? Yeah. He said, yo, that has been plaguing me for all this time. He said it started out with a misunderstanding with the homies. Twin, you added the other element. So he said King Tone said at one point he was against the black and brown bullshit that was building, but it was getting out of control. And he said what happened was there was a spat that happened between one of the brothers and one of the Latin King brothers that it went unchecked, and it started to triple into the energy atmosphere you was talking about when, you know what I'm saying. And
the 5 and the 6 is Islam and Christianity.
Let's right. See how that happens, right? So anyway, so let's go back into the 5 and 6. So the 5-pointed star represents truth, freedom, justice, peace, and love. That's 5. Okay? The 6, love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. 5 and 6. Mm-hmm. Why are we banging? If the 6 is love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. 5, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and love. Why are we banging? Right? So the science, so if you want to reach the young brothers, you hold them accountable to what they say their nation is.
Right.
So if I'm riding at 5, then I say to the little homie, you ask me when I run up to them, how do you apply your true freedom, justice, peace, and love? And then we build. If I run into a 6 brother, a GD or a Crip that's affiliated with the GDs and say he a 6, same thing. Bro, how you applying your 6-pointed star, brother? Your love, life, loyalty, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. See, when you hit them with their own science, because that's in their nation, And they lit. See, the literature is not enforced. They call it the lit. The literature is not enforced. That's why we see, that's why something derogatory can be called Chirac. That's very dangerous when we can get to a point where black people live in a place where we identify and we celebrate that we're in Chirac. Now me having to be deployed. Me having to be deployed in Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. I bang, nigga.
Go ahead.
I've been to Afghanistan, combat vet, infantry. I live with the imams. I know what it is. I ain't gonna talk about no conspiracy shit, nigga. I was there. Boots on the ground. I bang on the motherfucking Taliban and Al Qaeda. I did, nigga, and I'm here. The metaphysics work. Right? So, that's a camera B. If y'all want to go into that build with that experience, that's a whole other metaphysical build. Because the imams out there, they on another frequency. Let me tell you something. Those Muslim brothers in Afghanistan, high frequency, and those fucking buster ass Talibs and them motherfuckers, out of order. And that's another, y'all, whenever y'all want to build on that, I got y'all on that. That's another build. But my point of saying that is my point of saying that I survived that. So to hear talk about black people in Chirac, man, that's like, it hurts my heart. That each time, every 3 years or 4 years, each city is bragging about the murder count. Like it's some cool motherfucking shit to kill a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some cool motherfucking shit. See how it is in the G code is like, yo, you give a homie a pass. They don't put no threat on you. You see a crip walk through the blood hood, no threat, good vibe. It's the G code. That's the old school. Give them a pass, let them ride. Same thing. Blood come through. Like they say, the homies could have, the crip homies could have been aired me out. I came through with love. But what was my intent in their hood? Love. Love. And they said, I'm gonna let that black man rock. Now, if my other homies came through and they wasn't in order, if they got rocked, they should have got rocked because they didn't come with the righteous intent, right? Makes sense. So my point of saying that is, you hold brothers and sisters accountable to the signs and symbols that they say they represent. Talk about the original intent. If Crippin was originally an acronym for Community Revolution and Progress, and that was the original, we're talking about being real, what's the original? Then what we represent now is not on the stem of the original. So who's real and who's fake? In Puff's language, who's hot, who's not, right? So my point of saying that is the original intent has to be hot. In the East Coast, brotherly love or rising oppression destruction. So if we came together because of love for each other, but how come we oppressing each other? And we've been destructive to each other.
When there's an open.
If you look on the dollar bill, okay, inside, you're gonna see. Let me see if I got a dollar bill from you. I'm gonna show you. I did this in the G knowledge class with some
there go one.
some brothers and some GDs and some vice lords. All right, you got a pen?
A pen?
Yeah. So basically, one of the homies was telling me, "Yeah, big homie, I hear what you're saying, man, but it's all about getting this money, man. It's about this money, man. I mean, I hear that we need to come together, man, but I gotta get this paper." Well, I said, brother, your unity is in the paper.
That's the paper.
Your unity symbolically is in the paper. What you mean, man? I'm a vice lord, Suuu Wuuu. I don't mess with no GD. I said, but listen, a true DD, Larry Hoover told you, is GD represents growth and development.
Growth and development, baby.
Right? I said, but check it out, homie. Inside of the dollar bill, if you look inside on top of Heru, or the falcon if you're in Kemet, or the eagle if you're in North America, and you'll see 13 five-pointed stars forming 6-pointed star. It takes 13, 5, riding at 5, popping at 5, and if you trace it, like I just did, 13 5-pointed stars form one 6-pointed star on your dollar bill inside of the halo, which is in Kemet, which represents the Urus, which is the Urus holding the crown of Ra, the light, the god or the attribute of light, the solar deity of light, upholding and rising above. So just symbolically to the G's, in my workshop I said, if you're talking about it's all about the money, then you can't run, you can't hide, baby. Your unity is even in the money. The symbology of you coming together is in your money. 13 5-pointed stars forming one 6-pointed star. So listen, man, they want you not unified. They want you, I say separations for the weak, unities for the strong. Say it with me. Separations for the weak and unities for the strong.
Look at, I'm a living example. When you put the red and the blue together.
Yes, beloved. Oh, you red and blue pill. The red and blue pill.
This is unity in
Come
real
on,
time.
baby, in real time.
Red and the blue, we work together. It's purple.
Come on, it's purple. Royalty.
That's right, royalty. Oh, yes, Ashe. It's our ancestor.
Guess who I got coming here next week?
Who you got coming here?
Baba Heru.
Bah, Pops.
Right here.
Yeah, salute, man. That's going to be Papa. Nope.
That's still working?
He's still working on that, too. He said next month.
Huh?
Oh, next month, T. Rogers?
No. Oh,
No, T. Rogers.
Yeah, next month, T. Rogers. I want to.
Oh, let me show the family what I wore today for you all. I know y'all see me flamed up, but this is what I wore today for you all to see, because this is the whole conversation we've been having. This image right here. Take a look at this shirt.
Oh, that's fire right there.
That's what it is. You see, yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Coming together.
That's it. Need I say more?
Need to make those
Need
right there.
I say more?
But check this out. Even those that's not blood and Crip wear them.
But let me tell you something.
Because that right there.
Let me tell you
I
something.
think we need to make them certain.
Let me tell you something. We all Bloods and Crips.
Yes, go ahead.
Wait. We all Bloods and Crips. We all Crips and Bloods ain't they know aliens. These are our relatives.
Oh, that's.
We all brothers and cousins. See, you have to understand the terms of endearment. Blood means brother. Cousin. These are from the South. Terms from the South. Folk. Those are my folks. Family. Those are my peoples. All the black gang tribes or nations have terms that represent black family. Folks, people, Crips, Bloods, Cuz, blood. We all Crips and Bloods. Until you know that, that's your family, you go out there and G-check them into higher consciousness, they're going to come and bang you or bang somebody next to you. See, the problem all this time is that we thought it was just them and us. Consciousness, unconscious. Or, oh, they ain't got knowledge of self and we here. No, brothers and sisters, we are all a family. And until we all, listen, you ain't got to be out here banging and twisting it up like them like that. You may not know that language, right? But they're still your relatives. They're still your family. You got grandmothers and great grandmothers that live on Grape Street in Watts for all their years. If you ask them where their address is and they tell a rival that, they're considered Grape Street because that's their neighborhood. We all, and that's why I told you earlier. You said, brother, you flamed up. I said, yeah, but I'm the blood of the almighty black race. I'm the blood of the originals. See, when you have knowledge of stuff, you know the root. You have to claim who you are, and then now hold accountable to that claiming and go out and do the work. Put in that work to transform.
What about the opposition? Have you ever, like let's say, the police, the FBI, the CIA, when they see you out there trying to unite the brothers?
Right. I've had some. See, let me tell you something about Heru and the power of being a Heru. Brother, let me say something, man. There's a point in the metaphysics. It transforms the carbon DNA. It's all energy. And you have to apply it in real time. So one of the things that happened to me a few times that one time they knew what was going on and they would just do these random things on me. They'll roll up. I mean, at one time I did a lecture with the new Black Panther Party in Harlem, and we were talking. We had a big platform about the G's and stuff.
Now, was that with Gotti?
Oh, you Gotti was there?
I was there.
Okay,
you forgot? I was there that time with you and Gotti. I think it was at a school. Remember that?
No, that's one of them. No, but it was one night we did it with the Panthers where I got a call that they had all the NYPD was at my family's temple. So I went back to Brooklyn with some of the brothers from the mosque, some brothers from the Panthers. We all went back to Brooklyn, and I called all the homies in the hood up, and I came back to Brooklyn, and the NYPD surrounded. They shut down the block. They brought a helicopter out, and I went up to the captain, and I was like, "Sir, like, what's going on?" He just looked at me and smiled. He didn't say nothing. And I went to all of the high ups. I respectfully I just want to know what's going on. It's my family's property. Like, what's going on? Nobody said nothing. They did that for about an hour. Nobody popped off. All the homies was across the street. Everybody was out. Nobody did nothing. And then they pulled up. They just do random stuff like that to me. But what happened was a lot of times, I always have these random nameless detectives come up to me and telling me, Keep up the good work. Listen, in any instance, in any cipher, you're gonna have the herus and you're gonna have the sets. And no matter where you go, inside the system, outside the system, in yourself, outside yourself. So I've been blessed, and maybe because, you know, most of them was probably doing my mother's cleanse. Baba used to be, he's retired. You know what I'm saying? They probably know. It could be a number of things, but it was never a situation where nobody shut me down. They were always kind of show their power around me and see how I reacted. But see, when you see power, you salute power. Because I'm power. Salute power. I see power, you see me. And they pull up. It was no incident. Because I was never going to have brothers and sisters get abused on my watch. Because I know better. You know what I mean? I know how to conduct myself. So out post those times, I always had detectives and various plainclothes officers just come up to me, shake my hand, tell me you're doing a good job, or I saw your stuff online, saw your videos. Like real talk, I was doing one of the videos with the homies in the park, and they rolled up in a car. We was out there like 200 deep. They said, "What you supernova?" Pulled down the window. I came to the window. He said, "What you doing?" I said, "Shooting a video." I didn't even never seen the officer before. He was like, "All right, I seen your video on YouTube. Keep it up, do a good job." Good, and just left. They didn't shut the video down. They didn't do nothing. They just pulled up. So even when I was in the service, I had captains, lieutenants, chiefs, and sergeants talking about, "Oh, I saw your clip on the Crips and Bloods, man. You did a good work in civilian world." Look, these are white boys, straight warriors, straight killers, talking about, "I like what you doing with your brothers." Check them out. Check what I just said down. Check what I just said to you. These were white boys who had way